What's going on, guys? SAMOKFIT checking in with you guys. Guys are doing well, doing terrific. And in today's video, I'm gonna be talking to you guys about my first challenge of 2022. I've been thinking about doing this for quite some time now, but I wasn't sure of something I want to put out there because your boy is scared. I'm scared in terms of, one, I don't know if I want to put it out there, and two, I'm scared because it's something that's actually definitely tough. And once you put it out there, there's a fear that I don't want to fail, but if I do fail, nobody knows about it, so it doesn't really matter. But in this case, I definitely want to share it because I think there's also a sense of accountability, and hopefully the goal also to push you and to challenge you to do something that might be scary to you, that you've been putting off for quite some time, but that you need to do because you know it's gonna elevate your life, elevate your quality of life. You challenge yourself, not being mediocre. So I'll be talking about that today. But yeah, I mean, the video is gonna be straightforward, short. But first, drinking a cup of coffee, getting through some work here, and I'm going to be hitting a workout today, and I got a run that I'm doing just after that later. So the workout is going to be at Fit City, and later after that I'm going to be going to my actual gym to go run because I'm splitting that. So just a little pro tip here: if you are trying to run or do cardio at the same, or lift at the same time, try to spread them out. If you can, don't do run before lifting, especially if your priority is to gain lean tissue mass. Try to space them out and make sure you have enough feeding time in between. So my feeding time is not really going to be drastic by any means. Really finishing training and head into a different gym just because I'm kind of close to home. And what I'm going to be doing in between that is going to be consuming my G1M Sport, just 40 grams of quick carbs, by digestion carbs, just to aid me throughout the run. We got about 4-mile run to do today, and that should be easy. Then we're going to sit down and talk about what my next feat, my first feat of 2022 is going to be. And yeah, your boy's worried and scared, but what's life without a little challenge, right?
Put your hands in the air. This is not a one, not a one.
You think that I'm running in place? Y'all really testing my patience. Right before I blow up the spot, I had to get back to the basics. What if my talent is wasted? It's sick, but I'm lacking the placement. Thought since I rap in the basement, but my come up is legend, is greatness. I don't care now, it's pedal to the metal. I can never quit now, I will never settle. Puppet to the game, I'm pulling strings like Geppetto. We in the same game, but I'm on a different level. I passed it. Gotta keep grinding till I'm laid up in the casket. No fake round, but you feeling too plastic. Yeah, y'all feeling too plastic. They say my style crazy, but then it's straight jacket. Wow.
Why you still testing my patience? Trying to turn me into something I ain't trying to be. All the hate is a heavy rotation. You gon' lose yourself, quit testing me. Don't make me lose my mind. Don't make me lose my mind. Don't make me lose my mind, cause I'm looking like Wesley, test me. Don't make me lose my mind. Don't make me lose my mind. Don't make me lose my mind, cause I'm looking like Wesley, test me. Test me. Don't make me lose my mind, cause I'm looking like Wesley, test me.
Yeah, guess I know no better. I ain't got no chill, so they call me a devil, I know. Yeah, gotta aim for the top like hello. Yeah, I can never doubt myself, I know better. All of you critics be acting like you know better. Blowing the smoke, but I know when the dust settles that I'm in my element, it's evident that there's levels to the game. All of those dark nights I got then, breaking my back to make it out, got me feeling like rain. I ain't never need your help, I know you wishing me well. A penny for your thoughts, but seeing no change. I snap for the sun like Diddy, the riches got a mad ass son, I'm like Billy. I ain't never switch up, whole team with me, but known for my city like OAGZ. Set the pace as long as you finish. Consumers find a way inside your business. Babble if they try to dabble in it and they hate the fact.
Alright, guys, I have an honest conversation to have with you guys, so bear with me, please. Don't turn it off, because I think hopefully you learned a thing or two. So obviously at the beginning of the video, I talked about, I want to share some news with you guys, something that's kind of scary, that I'm scared about, and I think it's very important to share this kind of information with you guys, just because one too many times we see somebody like the David Goggins or the Cameron Haynes, and I've mentioned this on my YouTube, on my Instagram before, that you see these people like just going after it, and we are so quick, or including myself, to think, or the Nick Bears, for instance, running 20 miles, doing a 100-mile Leadville 100, and you're so quick to like, how do people do this? Like, you know, to put them in this like upper echelon, and which they are, and they have all the right to be, but it's very easy for you to like just get to that point of like, man, fuck, like I would never do that. Get put into this space that, one, I cannot do that, and two, like how the fuck, excuse my French, did they do that? And that is quite impossible. And again, I can guarantee you these people have moments where they're like, man, I don't know if I can do it today, but they've cultivated the habits, put them in a position that it just like, it's part of a routine. It's normal to them. I just finished a 4-mile run, and that 4-mile it's 3.9 miles, and I finished that in 33 minutes at an 8:22 pace. Right there, hope you guys can see that. But there was a time where when I was in the military, running was not a thing that I wanted to do. Running was one of those things that I was just like, I mean, if you've been in the military before, you almost feel like you're forced to run, so it was never enjoyable. And I'm not saying running is something I enjoy right now. I hate it, and that's why I love it so much. So I'm telling you all this just to let you know that there's a lot of things in life that, you know, we are accustomed to thinking that is impossible for us to do, or we think about, you know, other people doing it like, man, they just like different. They were not different. They just made a decision. I'm saying all this to say I have a couple of goals, like I've mentioned before in previous videos, that I want to do this year, and that's just to challenge myself. And one of the first challenges that I'll be doing this year, which I've been very scared to like put it out there, but I know in my brain I'm training for it. I want to do it, but I'm not sure if that's something I can do. And this is me just being honest with you guys. And that then is 4-4-48. What exactly is 4-4-48? So 4-4-48 is something the hardest, stay hard, the baddest motherfucker out there, David Goggins, something he started like a while back. And 4-4-48 is you run 4 miles every 4 hours for 48 hours. And the premise behind that is obviously to challenge yourself, but two, also, it's an opportunity for you to do something for others. So you're running, you're doing it for charity. So I saw that, I'm like, and I've started running, I did a half marathon last year, I'm like, okay, what's next? You know, the half marathon sucked, I finished it, I'm like, you know, it's not too bad after that, but then what's next? So what's next now is doing the 4-4-8, and that's gonna be in March. That is scary to put it out there, if I'm being honest with you guys, and that's just because I have a couple of nagging injuries, like my right knee is starting my IT band syndrome issue. It's been bothering me quite a bit, but I'm walking through it. That's the part of the beauty of all these things, because you're sorting through it, your body's telling you, hey buddy, I'm not too sure what's going on, but there's a problem here, let's sort it out. So, and I mentioned in previous videos also, is one of the investments that you should make in your fitness journey for 2022, that investment should be investing in other people that know more than you do. And that is what I've been doing. So I've been partnering up with Dr. Mike. Dr. Mike is one of the top PT physical therapists out in Chicago, works with the likes of Justin Fields, the Chicago quarterback. And I just reached out to him, and it's gonna be, I'm gonna be working with him and trying to, you know, develop a lot of routines just to make sure my knee is getting better, my right knee is getting better. Again, my ITB issue does not affect squatting, does not affect training, does not affect working out, but when I run high impact stuff, that is when it becomes an issue. The challenge, the first challenge of 2022, we are doing the 4-4-48 challenge. If you are doing the challenge, let me know. I'm going to be picking the charity I'm going to be doing it for, and of course I would love for you guys to contribute, to be able to help out, to hopefully pay forward and be of service to others, that people that might be less fortunate, to you know, help people out at the same time while challenging ourselves. So hopefully this series, I'm not sure if it's going to be a series, how I train, I'll plan on training, I'll plan to recover throughout this whole process, at least all the way till March, how I'm pairing my running and my training together together to make sure I'm not really sacrificing. I'm all in a catabolic sort of way. I'm not sacrificing my gains while I go through this process. I'm going to be bringing that along with you guys. And again, I'm trying to build a community around this channel. I'm trying to build a community around this channel, and I'm trying to bring people to the idea of you don't have to be in a confined space. You don't have to be in a bubble, or you're a CrossFitter, you're a bodybuilder. No, you can be an athlete while at the same time challenging yourself to push yourself further. In later videos, I'm going to be telling you or explaining some of the deeper meaning or deeper reasons why I want to do this sort of challenges, because there's something pivotal happened in 2021 that I'm going to be sharing with you guys. If you follow me on Instagram, you might have known a little bit about that. If you're not following me on Instagram, I'll be sharing that in a later video. But one thing I want to leave you guys on is while I was running, one thing I like to do when I run is I listen to podcasts, audiobook. So the podcast I'm listening to right now is Nick Bare's podcast. I know, right? I have some sort of bias because I am an ambassador for BPN. But if you don't follow the BPN podcast, you should definitely follow them on Spotify. I'll put the link in the description if you want to check this specific podcast out. So this podcast is with Matt Vincent. He owns Hey Brand Goods, and obviously you know Nick Bare. And one of the things that stuck to me closer to the end or the middle of the podcast was ownership. Well, that's the general idea that I got from this video, from this podcast, talking about ownership, like the idea of not putting something in somebody else's hands. Like you have the control to switch or change whatever you want to do. And that resonated with me because that's something I've been trying to cultivate for quite some time now, and I'll explain what I mean by that. And what I mean by that is I can remember like back in the day when I was competing in bodybuilding, right? And somebody asked me like, for instance, a couple of shows that I know I should have won, I lost. And somebody asked me, so, how do you think you did? I am putting that on me. Even though I know deep down I should have won that. And again, it's bodybuilding, it's very subjective. It's a pageantry at this point. It's based on somebody's, subjective opinion about how you look. But I decided that I'm gonna put that responsibility on myself, because what that does is it gives you the control. It puts the control in your own hand to change the outcome. Now rely on somebody or give somebody else the power to be in control of your outcome. So what I told that person during the interview, like, you know what, no, it's okay, I just need to come back, better, bigger, stronger, so I can come back and be undeniable. I didn't point any fingers to anybody, but the point I'm trying to make is, if you listen to the podcast, you get that same vibe, and that same vibe I got from this podcast is taking ownership of your life, taking ownership of your shortfalls, of your victories. If you do good, if you do bad, take ownership of those situations, because it allows you to have control, and you don't have to wait or rely on somebody to come save you, because the only person that can save you is yourself. Anyways, so that is what we're doing. It's scary, it's challenging, I'm excited, but I'm excited for 2022. I'm excited at the end of 2022 to sit down and be like, you know what, yes, we did that. We challenged ourselves. We did not let mediocrity take over our lives in 2022. And I'm hoping it's a cathartic experience for me, and I'm hoping throughout this journey it definitely inspire you to challenge and change your life for the better, because I'm trying to change my life for the better also. I'm not saying I'm perfect by any means. I'm flawed just like all of you guys, but we are all in this together to push each other, to be a positive impact on each other, and make 2022 a spectacular 2022. Anyways, this is SAMOKFIT, checking out, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.